Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Good evening and welcome to the GBN television news for Thursday, March 24th, 2022. In the headlines, major crowd turnout of cricket fans on day one of the third Apex Test match, West Indies versus England at the National Stadium. Grenada's aerospace engineer expresses fulfillment in applying school lessons to real life. Responses received but none favorable as investigations continue into alleged assault on Rainier J crew by Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard officers. For tonight's sports headlines and what's to come regionally and internationally, let's go over to Zia Frederick.
Thank you, Blossom, and a pleasant good evening to everyone. I am Zia Frederick, and here's what's coming up in regional news. Jamaica's Prime Minister tells royals his country is moving on to become a republic. On the international scene, Ukraine war enters a second month as President Zelensky calls for protest. And still later in sports, West Indian bowlers dominate on day one of the third and final Apex Test match in Grenada. Join me for the details later in the newscast. Back to you, Blossom.
Thank you, Zia. This is GBN Primetime Edition of News. The details next.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Blossom Alexis-Welsh with the details. There were long lines at the National Cricket Stadium Thursday morning as fans from near and far came to witness the third Test match between West Indies and England. GBN's Rena Perry-Thomas spoke to fans about their expectations and starts tonight's newscast.
It's the first day of the third test between West Indies and England, with Grenada the host country, and expectations are high for West Indies and England fans. Cricket lovers came out in their numbers, adorning their T-shirts, flags and rags as a sign of support to their team. This is the first test match in Grenada in about 7 years. GBN spoke to a few of the spectators to get a feel of their expectations.
Just hope England are going to win today, over this series really, after the 2-0 draw sort of thing. Hopefully the pitch will be a bit better. Cricket over the next few days.
Well, I expect exciting cricket, very exciting cricket. Young men, strong men, and they are playing very well, you know. Once they start off very well and have confidence in their first inning, then I think they will do well throughout the game.
We're here to support West Indies to win the third test by the end of the fourth and a half day. That's my prediction.
You know, we had 2 dead pitches. We're hoping something happens this one. And we can't give England their first victory in the Caribbean in 50 years. We're going to beat them.
I hope it'll take 4 days and we're back England. We hope England to win.
I'm an avid cricket fan, for sure, and I expect West Indies to win, so I'm going to give all support possible.
We're both from England, different areas. We're just looking for a good wicket and hopefully a win.
Some of the international fans said they arrived in Grenada a few days before the game to explore pure Grenada and its treasures.
Beautiful place, very scenic, really nice. When you live in a really lovely country, very, very lucky people to be here, I think. And God, you're blessed to have this sort of climate and scenery and everything, and also a great cricket stadium as well.
Israel. Yeah, we've come to watch a game. Beautiful country. You have a beautiful island.
Great time. Love it here in Grenada. Lovely apartment overlooking the bay. It's really nice. Yeah, great place. Really lovely place. Good people.
It's been really good, yeah. Lovely people, lovely island, yeah. Very, very nice. Definitely come back. Yeah, definitely come back. Just hope we win today. Well, not today, but this test anyway. So, yeah, it's a beautiful place, yeah.
Many primary and secondary school students were given the opportunity to experience at least one day of the test match. This young cricketer told the news team what he hopes to gain from this experience.
I'm hoping to learn like how fast the ball can come to me when I'm batting, when I go and play international cricket. Well, I feel I want West Indies to win this game. The first test match down here in 2022. So I need to win this game. And I'm backing Jason Holder.
The atmosphere on the morning of the first day was electrifying as most restrictions were lifted. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Still with news from the stadium, the eyes of the world are on Grenada as the country showcases both as host of the third test match as well as its unique products on offer while the West Indies and England do battle for the Richard Botham Trophy. Gerard Joseph visited the Craft and Culture Village, which was placed meters away from the cricket action.
It's cricket, lovely cricket, and we have a twist. We have the vendors for the first time at a cricket match in Grenada. It is not the usual suspects at a cricket match, which are the food vendors and bars. As part of efforts to showcase what Grenada has to offer and enhance the Grenadian experience for traveling English and West Indian fans at the National Stadium, a Craft and Culture Village was set up.
I think it's very important because people would see exactly what they're doing. I could tell them exactly where I would be when I'm not here. We at the vendors market in Buchanan's Beach. So if somebody wants a hat and they didn't catch me here, they catch me on the vendors market. Culture Man shop, Buchanan's Beach.
All my products are made with exclusively all natural plant-based ingredients. There are no chemicals and it's basically edible. So I've got whipped body butters, which are pretty much my flagship products, first thing that I made. And then I've got lip balms, lip scrubs, a face oil, and then also body scrubs.
What we wanted to ensure was that everybody could be captivated in terms of the quality of the products that we have available here. And hopefully there is somebody that passes by and sees one of the vendors who has a product that they want to invest in and take it internationally.
Although it's just the morning period, the spice and craft vendors are already noting a massive interest from the English and West Indies fans.
Yeah, actually my first customer for today was an English person. Yeah.
So you're looking forward to the 5 days?
Yes, I am.
I hope people will pay interest because it's a good art. I've been doing this for about 45, 47 years. I love doing it. And I'm hoping that some of them little children would want to learn.
We're just trying to give the English and the locals alike a feel of our Grenadian authors and show the world that we got talent in Grenada. Not only cricket, not only football, not only basketball, we also got writers as well.
Has there been any interest thus far, although the morning has just started?
Yes, there were interest thus far, and looking to see how the day goes, and as well as the next 4 days.
Well, so far the interest level has been very high and surprising. That has, for them, of course, you know, they're like, oh, you have these different products here, and they were surprised that for white rum, it was actually as smooth as it is. Yeah.
The locals love it when we come with all our merchandise. We operate a locals discount. It's great to see so many people. We're sort of the only English merchandise provider, and you can tell that people, not only do tourists want a souvenir from their trip, but locals want some merchandise to remember the series and England and the Barmy Army coming as well.
As we told you in a prior newscast, the Barmy Army is here with loads of merchandise for local and visiting fans. I am Gerard Joseph, reporting from the National Cricket Stadium.
On to this story. GBN's interesting Grenadians program, hosted by Eugene Gittins, continues to shine the light on people of the soil who are making waves in various industries and professions. Wednesday night's episode was no different. As we hear in this Beverly Telesford report, the first woman from the Eastern Caribbean to obtain a postdoctoral degree in aerospace engineering is Grenadian.
Aerospace engineers are employed in industries in which workers design or build aircrafts, missiles, systems for national defense, or spacecrafts. Grenadian aerospace engineer Dr. Lisselle Joseph, while appearing on GBN's Interesting Grenadians program, explained the importance of the profession and how their work can be seen in real life.
When you get on an airplane, an aerospace engineer designs the airplane. And when I say designs the airplane, I mean every part of the airplane, probably except the avionics, which is the electrical system. So you have aerospace engineers who study how to design wings to make sure that an airplane could go as far as you want it. So an airplane that's designed to go to America is different than one that's designed to go further, or one that's designed to go to Trinidad. And we bring all that together to make sure that the airplane can do what we want it to do. So we have aerospace engineers who design wings, who design the entire fuselage, who design the engines. I actually did that for a while.
While some may not have to use some of the formulas and equations learned past the school stage, Dr. Joseph has had to utilize them in real. She referenced how fulfilling it is to apply what she learned in school to real life.
So I went to work at Pratt & Whitney, which is probably the leading engine manufacturing company in the world. Actually, it is. It's one of three. And I worked there for 3 years, and I got to see that side of things, what it's like to actually I guess, tie in the fundamental physics and math that you do in school to creating a product and actually having something in your hand at the end of the day that you created based on equations and simulations that you ran. And that was very interesting and very fulfilling to be able to see that journey of an entire product from an idea.
Dr. Joseph is the first woman from the Eastern Caribbean to earn a PhD in aerospace engineering. She grew up in Mount Carmel, then later Marquis St. Andrew. Following her passion, she obtained bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees in aerospace engineering at Virginia Tech, where she graduated in 2017. She later developed innovative ways to design engine components to improve performance, increase fuel efficiency, and reduce noise. For GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Former ambassador and representative to the United Nations for Antigua and Barbuda, Lionel Hurst, is warning of a possible catastrophe for the Caribbean region. He has no objections that the Caribbean people are resilient. However, he is fearful that if not addressed, climate change could have a devastating impact on small islands.
What we fear most of all, I must tell you, and we touched on it a little bit tonight, is global climate change. Because if the waters of the Atlantic Ocean bring us seaweed in large quantities and hurricanes every year, our countries stand in danger of becoming uninhabitable. Now, we might think that that is far-fetched. But there are some little countries in the Pacific that are merely atolls, a few feet above seawater, and we've seen some of them disappear under the ocean, the warming ocean.
He says he is worried about the future for the younger generations.
And that is our main challenge, and that challenge we may not be able to overcome unless we can change some of the systems on which the large countries rely in order to produce energy and other forms of electricity, as well as the most important part of human existence, which is our ability to transport ourselves. Until such time as we're able to overcome this particular challenge, I'm afraid that the future does not look bright for generations of West Indians.
This is Primetime Edition of News. Coming up, this week's GBN Health feature looks at the World Tuberculosis Day recognized today. Stay with us.
Good day, Mr. James. I'm just here looking at Grenlec's new mobile app.
Sounds great. Can I use it to check my bill balance?
Absolutely. Let me show you. Enter your account number and Grenlec access number, and that's it. You can now check your balance, track your usage, receive outage alerts, and get updates from Grenlec in real time. You can even use the app to report a power outage or a fault with a pole or street light. Add as many accounts as you want. Track your business account, apartment rentals, and Granny's account, all in one convenient place.
Thanks, Susan. I'll be telling everyone I know about Grenlec's new app.
The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
What's Black Friday Reloaded? This week only. Shop from Thursday the 24th of March for up to 60% off selected items. Save $900 off the Land Ranger treadmill. Only $1,999. HP ProDesk PC. Now just $2,299. Save $400. And get the LG 43-inch UHD 4K Smart Television for only $1,999. Save $1,000. Plus, with cost-ready finance, get 2 months free. Get all the best deals. Black Friday Reloaded. Only at Court. Fort. Bringing value halls. Open from 8 a.m. See in-store or online for details.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
The public is hereby advised that all operations of George F. Huggins and Company Grenada Limited, including Foodland Supermarkets, MoneyGram, Tropical Shipping, Agostini Insurance Brokers, and Amerijet, will be closed on Monday, 28th March, as a mark of respect for the former CEO and Chairman Emeritus, Mr. George A. Meniz. MoneyGram customers are advised to utilize the service from our sub-agents across the island, namely Home Pride Bakery in St. David, Calico Limited in Sates, Licks and Bites in Guav, and the Hills and Valley Pharmacy in Carriacou. Regular business will resume on Tuesday, 29th March 2022. The company apologizes for any inconvenience this closure may cause and thanks you for your understanding.
Deal or no deal? Let the games begin!
Sunday, March 27th. Get set for another massive Wacky Virtual Bingo!
This time,
it's the Deal or No Deal edition with a whopping jackpot of $10,000.
Deal or no deal?
Here's the deal. For 1 week, tickets will be sold at $8. Whoa! At that price, you can buy 2. So take the deal, because after, it's gonna be $10 per ticket.
Oh, deal!
All players in Grenada, tickets are available at numerous box offices island-wide. And if you're playing overseas, tickets are only available at gotofed.com. Sunday, March 27th. Come join the fun and excitement online. Play Waggity Virtual Bingo. The Deal or No Deal edition.
Deal or no deal?
I've been a member of the Arise Credit Union since 2016,
and honestly, I joined to come out of poverty. What I love most about Ariza Credit Union is their support in helping us as members to save. I was in the credit union like a little under a month. The sewing machine that I had went bad, and I was in desperate need of, purchasing another. I simply went to speak to my loan officer. I wanted to know details of how to go forward. How do I become qualified to get a loan? And the next thing I knew, she said, how much money do you need? And at that time I needed $7.99. And she said, I'll loan you the money. And from there I purchased the sewing machine, and this is the result. As a young person, we all have those little achievements in the back of our mind that seem so far-reaching. What Ariza encourages us to do is to save. I'm really happy, honestly.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform. Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
The next chapter in West Indies' biggest rivalry continues. West Indies flies against England for the Apex Test Series in 3 test matches. Tickets start as low as $20 and local residents enjoy an additional 50% discount with online purchase. And COVID-19 protocols will be in effect. Secure your seats to the action. Get your tickets in advance at windiescricket.com/tickets. Terms and conditions apply.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
My grandson feel he was a big man before he reached secondary school. Telling me about new gadgets to make life easy. But he busting up the food his granny cook with her 2 hands. And Kern's a good boy. I know. I raised him. I know he doesn't like seeing me work too hard. He worries. Before I had my first heart attack, he was excited to live near his university campus. So I felt guilty when he decided to live at home to take care of me. And get into class and back, he would travel, he said. But I got him a little car anyway, much safer. He graduated, recently got married, and he's doing well for himself with all his tech. He still thinks he knows more than me. But, to be honest, I don't know how I would have managed without him.
Your life is your story. Let's help you write it on your terms.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back to the news. The Trinidadian attorney at law representing the 8 crew members aboard the MV Rainier J vessel says they have not received any positive feedback from some of the officials involved in the ongoing investigation into the abuse at the hands of TNT Coast Guard officers earlier this month. Rena Perry-Thomas continues to follow this story.
Investigations are continuing in neighboring Trinidad and Tobago surrounding the 8-member crew of 7 Grenadians and 1 Trinidadian national aboard the vessel MV Rainier J and the encounter with Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard on March 2nd. According to attorney at law in Trinidad and Tobago, Umlala, after writing to the Chief of Defense Staff on the island, Ministers for Foreign Affairs in Trinidad and Grenada and CARICOM last week, they received responses, but some were not favorable.
We did communicate with the Minister of National Security, who made public utterances of an investigation that was underway. Unfortunately, we did receive response last Friday from the head of the Defense Force, who summarily tried to dismiss the allegations, but in one breath dismisses it, but also acknowledges there's an investigation. So I didn't place much weight on his response. Our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Amy Brown, has responded today to indicate that he's treating with the matter very seriously and awaiting the outcome of the investigation.
Lala anticipates receipt of more responses from other parties in the coming days or weeks, while there is an internal investigation ongoing by government officials in TNT. The attorney who represents the crew members says he is awaiting the results of the investigations being done by the Trinidad Police Force.
The police have undertaken an investigation into the matter. Statements are being recorded and the investigation is underway. We are hopeful that the investigation will be concluded swiftly. The police have communicated with us that they're treating with the matter with the utmost urgency, and that we commend them for treating the matter quickly and diligently.
The incident is believed to be an isolated one by both TNT and Grenada's government officials that will not affect the trading relationship between both countries. The incident 3 weeks ago resulted in a crew member being hospitalized and is now seeking surgery to one of his eyes, a bill Lala says the government of TNT has to foot. He stated that his client will also be filing a civil suit against the Coast Guard officers as they seek justice for the abuse.
Depending on the outcome of the investigation and the police investigation, we still reserve our rights to file legal proceedings for damages that two of the crew members would have suffered from the physical assault that they suffered and also the wrongful detention in our view of the other crew members. But at this point in time, we're pressing for the early determination, and once we get that, we will be able to update as to what our next steps are in terms of legal proceedings, if any.
MV Rainier J and its crew made their first journey back to Trinidad last week, resuming their weekly trade between both countries. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
World Tuberculosis Day is observed every year on March 24th. Despite being preventable and curable, tuberculosis remains a leading infectious disease killer, taking the lives of 250,000 children each year. Here's Christelina John with this week's GBN Health.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Bengal, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
The theme for World Tuberculosis Day 2022, Invest to End TB, Save Lives, conveys the urgent need to invest in the resources to ramp up the fight against TB and achieve the commitments to end TB made by global leaders. Tuberculosis, or TB, is a potentially serious infectious disease that mainly affects your lungs. It's caused by a bacterial infection of the lungs by a bacterium called Mycobacterium tuberculosis. This bacterium is spread from one person to another through tiny droplets released into the air through coughs and sneezes. Medical doctor Francis Martin explained that in Grenada, TB cases have been minimal.
I don't have the numbers of Grenada's exact rate of infection right now, but what I can say is that over the last couple of decades, the incidence or the numbers of TB cases has not really been very, very high. It's only in recent time we have noticed an increase in tuberculosis, and it's primarily driven by co-infections, especially with the HIV.
Tuberculosis can also affect other parts of the human body, such as one's kidneys, spine, or brain. When TB occurs outside your lungs, the signs and symptoms vary according to the organs affected. Dr. Martin highlighted some of the possible symptoms associated with the disease. This disease can affect people of any age range depending on one's medical condition.
It's an infection of the lungs, so the primary type of symptoms they may have would be fever, chest pain, a cough, producing a lot of sputum and so on. However, it's very difficult to use those symptoms to differentiate tuberculosis from another type of lung infection. You really do need specific lab and X-ray investigations to determine if it is a TB or any other pathogen. So we really don't look at the symptoms because all the symptoms that cause pneumonia of the lung can be the same one that TB can show as well.
Further explanation revealed that tuberculosis of the spine may give you back pain, and tuberculosis in your kidneys might cause blood in an individual's urine. Dr. Martin had this recommendation should someone suspect they have or someone else has tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis is probably one of the most infectious agents known to us as humans. So if someone is suspected of tuberculosis, you really and truly have to isolate. You have to put on your mask, just as we do now with the COVID. Putting on masks is extremely important. The issue is it's very difficult for people to suspect they have TB, except if they were exposed to someone who were positive. Then there's a procedure that can go on for you to check yourself to see if you had the infection. If you suspect you have TB, of course, there are treatment available for it.
Christina John, GBN Health.
And now it's time to see what you, our viewers and listeners, have been saying on social media. This is Social Buzz.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz report.
Lack of proper access roads in a number of communities throughout Grenada has been a challenge for many, but a community of residents in the south of the island sought assistance to undertake the task themselves. GBN brought this story, and you, our online audience, took to the comment section to air your views. Forsyth said, "Show them how it is done. It's not about party or self. It's about country. I wish all of them could think like you, whether those on the NMP side or even those on the NDC side." Robinson commented, "Great. That's how a country is built. Government can't always do everything at once. I am happy patriotic Grenadians went above and beyond. Thank you." Maria wrote, "Let's just be thankful for the road and the support of these wonderful people. God bless them all." Doreen said, "Grenada, I know it's not easy, but there's a lot of roads that need fixing in Grenada. Go around the parishes and check the roads. Just remember there are human beings living in these places." And finally, Charles commented, "God bless you, Andy, and all those who made this road possible." That's a wrap for tonight's Buzz. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
Thank you, Rena. Still ahead from us, Rastafarian community requesting a more positive suggestion in the proposed decriminalization of marijuana bill.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
public is hereby advised that all operations of George F. Huggins and Company Grenada Limited, including Foodland Supermarkets, MoneyGram, Tropical Shipping, Agostini Insurance Brokers, and Amerijet, will be closed on Monday, 28th March, as a mark of respect for the former CEO and Chairman Emeritus, Mr. George A. Meniz. MoneyGram customers are advised to utilize the service from our sub-agents across the island, namely Home Pride Bakery in St. David, Calico Limited in Sates, Licks and Bites in Guave, and the Hills and Valley Pharmacy in Carriacou. Regular business will resume on Tuesday, 29th March 2022. The company apologizes for any inconvenience this closure may cause and thanks you for your understanding.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
At Southern Electrical, you get the best value, quality products, and expert advice. We are the #1 supplier of residential, commercial, and industrial electrical products in Grenada. View our latest arrivals of wall lights for interior and exterior, beautiful chandeliers, pendants, solar motion lights, kitchen appliances such as crispy air fryer ovens, crepe makers, countertop grills, and more. Visit Southern Electrical at Dusty Highway, Grand Down, St. George. We also ship to Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Call or telephone number 444-3042, WhatsApp 405-4993, or browse our website www.segrenada.com.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Welcome back. Organizations and officials with vested interest in the decriminalization and legalization of marijuana met once again for further discussions on the issue. The hope is that some piece of legislation can be put in place sooner rather than later. Chrislina John picks up this story.
Another round of consultations surrounding the passing of legislation towards the decriminalization of cannabis was held Tuesday at the Grenada National Stadium. A number of stakeholders, which include Agricultural Minister Peter David, members of the Rastafarian community, trade union representatives, and farmers' representative in the Senate, Senator Roderick St. Clair, attended this event. Representative from the Rastafari Organization for Centralization, Michael Batiste, says he is not quite satisfied with the outcome of the meeting. Batiste says the issue of decriminalization to him is irrelevant at this time, noting that marijuana is a plant that should not be labeled illegal.
I expected more from it, but so far it's somewhat acceptable, but we need the government to be more precise towards the cannabis industry and stop the lagging and the foot dragging on the issue, because the issue has already, the market, if we don't move quick enough, the market will leave us.
But he says they will agree with the laws set out in legislation for decriminalization. But their gripe is that the process is being dragged for too long.
Lawrence St. Louis is a senior agriculture officer attached to Extension with responsibility for the development of the cannabis industry, says they are trying to get everyone involved in one agreement going forward.
We've taken all of those things into consideration, so now our minister can bring the recommendations to cabinet so that we can have the amendment of that bill really passed into law.
Bert Patterson, General Secretary at the Grenada Trades Union Council, explained some of the angles the TUC has brought to the discussion.
Brought to the discussion more the social aspect, some of the matters relating to the commercial aspect of it also, which does affect not only the persons who use, sell, but the nation as a whole, because we view it as a product that has great commercial value. In fact, compared to some other agricultural products in Grenada, it may be a bigger earner than them.
Christina John, GBN News.
And now let's take a peek through the GBN ISAW lens.
A good eye catches all. GBN ISAW is brought to you by ClearVision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. ClearVision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ClearVision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
For the past 2 years, Grenadians have grown accustomed to wearing face coverings in public due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and this submission has not been left out of the equation. In tonight's ISAW, we feature a photograph of the Sir Eric Matthew Geary statue wearing a face mask. This as Grenada moves to remove mask mandates by April 4th. The full-figure statue of the Father of Independence was erected in September 2017 at the Botanical Gardens, and almost 5 years later, someone thought the country's Father of Independence should be protected from the still raging virus. Have anything interesting in your camera roll? Send it over to us today on WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Stay with us. The weather report and forecast comes up next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Let's start the new year on a high, a detox high, because it's detox time again at Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Check out our many detox packages starting from $100 or get 15% off on colonic irrigation therapy. Detoxing can help with liver and blood cleansing, weight loss, constipation, acid reflux, kidney stones, heavy metal removal, gas and bloating, and more. Call or WhatsApp us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. Ask about our delivery options. Visit us now. Bruce Street Mall, store number 1208, or Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. Our opening hours are Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Detox your way to health. These specials ends on March 31st or while stocks last.
Win
the grand prize of $50,000 in the Digicel Prime Plus 50K jackpot. Or you could grab second place of $15,000 or third place of $5,000 and loads of weekly prizes like cash, smartphones, hardware and grocery vouchers and more. To enter, simply activate any Prime Plus bundle in the My Digicel app or dial *664 $. 1 day Prime Plus bundle equals 1 raffle entry. 3 day bundle equals 3 raffle entry. 7 day Prime Plus bundle equals 7 raffle entry. And a 30-day Prime Plus bundle equals 30 raffle entries, plus a bonus 20 extra entries. Over $100,000 in prizes to be won. Activate a Prime Plus bundle today. Digicel, better together.
We come now together as one. We are committed Catholics. Listen to us.
Youths like us must be given a hearing.
I am a farmer and I have a story to tell.
I'm a farmer and I too would like to share my story.
Even though we walk out there Sunday to Sunday, we too have a story to tell.
I am a Catholic sometimes and I have things to say. I need someone to listen. I have a lot to say on behalf of single parents.
The Catholic Diocese of St. George's in Grenada has begun the synod process. Pope Francis has involved the Universal Church. Your voice is important. Come, share your story, your experience, and your expectations of church.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
This is the public weather forecast for the state of Grenada. The minimum temperature 23.5 degrees Celsius. It will be partly cloudy and windy with brief isolated showers. Winds will be northeasterly to easterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas will be moderate to rough with waves 6 to 9 feet in easterly swells. A marine advisory remains in effect, so take note. Tides will be high tonight at 9 on the dot and low at 1:45 in the morning. On Friday, sunrise is at 6:10 a.m. and sunset 6:19 p.m. It will be mostly fair and windy with the occasional partly cloudy spells accompanied by light to moderate showers, especially overnight. Then on Saturday, sunrise is at 6:09, sunset 6:19. It will be mostly fair and windy, increasing in cloudiness at times with overnight showers. Then on Sunday, sunrise and sunset 6:08 and 6:19 respectively. It will be mostly fair and windy, becoming partly cloudy at times overnight with brief isolated showers. And that's the weather report and forecast valid for tonight and the next 3 days. Stay tuned. Zia is next with sports.
Good evening once again, viewers and listeners. I am Zia Frederick with tonight's Sportscast. West Indies dominated the opening proceedings of the third and final Apex Test match against England, giving fans something to look forward to following the 2 drawn matches in Antigua and Barbados. The pitch at the National Stadium in Grenada is seemingly living up to expectations as the Windies bowlers had England spellbound during the morning and afternoon sessions. At one time, England was 67 for 7. Here is a more detailed breakdown at the end of the first day.
Last pair, Jack Leach and Saqib Mahmood, shared the highest stand of the English innings to frustrate the West Indies and hold on to hope at the close of play on day 1 of the third Apex Test. Leach and Mahmood were the visitors' unlikely saviours after the tourists' top order collapsed on a lively pitch. England crumbled to 114 for 9 before Leach and Mahmood shared a crucial last-wicket partnership of 90 at the National Stadium. Mahmood was bowled in the final over of the day for 40 99, his highest score in professional cricket, but not before he and Leach had dragged England to 204. That represents an admirable recovery from England, who were facing being dismissed below 100 when they fell from 23 without loss to 90 for 8. Opening bowlers Kemar Roach and Kyle Mayers, together with Alzari Joseph, all took 2 wickets apiece. But the West Indies got a real bonus from the impact of Jaden Seals, who snatched 3 wickets. The game resumes at the National Stadium on Friday morning, bowling off at 10 a.m. But listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9 can join the radio broadcast at 9:30 a.m. for pre-game commentary.
Oh yeah! Knocked him over. Would you believe it?
Meanwhile, South Africa have qualified for the World Cup semi-finals after rain washed out their match against the West Indies in Wellington. Only 10.5 overs were possible after a delay of more than 4 hours. That saw play get underway after 3 p.m. local time, and South Africa were in trouble at 61 for 4. But persistent rain meant no further play was possible. West Indies' hopes of advancing are hanging by a thread after 3 losses, 3 wins, and a no result. If either India or England loses a match, West Indies could still advance to the knockouts, but their tournament's future is now out of their control. Irrespective of the outcome of their final match against India, South Africa will qualify in 2nd place and have avoided facing table-topping Australia in the Final 4. Moncton Sports and Tivoli Cricket Club captured victories on Sunday as the Andre George St. Andrews T20 tournament continued over the weekend. Moncton Sports amassed a grand total of 268 for 5 with a top score of 72 from R. Phillip as Telescope Sports Club reached 104 for 7 in a losing effort. Tivoli Cricket Club also garnered a win, scoring 200 for 9 against Conference, who was reduced to 163 all out. Kara George scored 41, Che Duncan 37, and Darren Hippolyte captured 4 for 41 for Tivoli.
I was looking to bowl Tivoli for 150 because we have the bowling. I know that we can do it. It's just that we didn't apply ourselves.
And then in the second inning, where you think you lost it? Because it was going very well. So where you think you lost it?
Well, in the second inning, I think I lost it after I lost Hollis. After Hollis would have went, I lost Hollis. After we lost Hollis, I believe that the team confidence would have dropped, because it was a kind of soft dismissal because they was going pretty well. And we were scoring at a high run rate. And Tivoli themselves panicked. But after that, the rest of the team just started crumbling. If you could look, the rest of the batsmen didn't perform.
And that's it for tonight's sports report. Regional and international news are next. With a look across the region, Jamaica's Prime Minister has told the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge that his country is moving on and will become a republic, removing the Queen as head of state. The royal couple, who are on a tour to mark the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, were addressed in public by Prime Minister Andre Holness.
Day 2 of the royal visit, which has been clouded by controversy. And Jamaica House was the first stop for Prince William and his wife Kate. The prince came face to face with Prime Minister Andrew Holness and arguably one of the most pressing issues of the royal tour, Jamaica's plan to break ties with Britain.
Jamaica is, as you would see, a country that is very proud of our history, very proud of what we have achieved, and we are moving on, and we intend to attain in short order our development goals and fulfill our true ambitions and destiny.
On a lighter note, the Duke and Duchess spent the rest of the morning interacting with teachers and students at the Shortwood Teachers College in St. Andrew.
It is so wonderful to hear your ideas and enthusiasm for teaching and the hopes you have to influence the lives of young people.
And while there was a cloud of doubt over whether or not the Duke and Duchess would have been welcomed in Jamaica, it's clear that for some, this trip has some importance.
In the Bahamas, the issue of murder and other serious crimes is being made a priority as parliamentarians met on Wednesday. While they may be on different sides of the floor, they all agree that something must be done to arrest the criminal element.
2 weeks of consistent bloodshed on the streets of New Providence not going unnoticed from those in Parliament. It's a concern for the Minister of National Security.
Young men have taken it upon themselves to believe that it is normal and natural to run up on somebody with a gun that fires 7.62 rounds and shoot someone 24 times. That is where we are in this country. Those young men range in age from 18 to 30.
The House of Assembly chaplain, who called for stiffer penalties,
Amen. This is serious time we are living in, and this is the last of evil days. We say this is land. Oh, the devil busy. Man, get off that, man. The devil busy all the time. Don't blame it on land.
and the opposition deputy leader, Shannon Don Cartwright, who called on government to involve the opposition more. He said in his constituency, St. Barnabas, there were 3 incidents that took the lives of males. 2 died on scene and 1 day later in the hospital.
Every day, every hour, as the pictures go through social media and as persons in their communities surround the riddled bodies of young men in our country in particular, they're asking a sincere question about where is the plan to address these issues.
In the last 2 weeks, at least 8 persons lost their lives in what police are calling an ongoing gang war, which has reportedly also trickled into schools. The murder count stands at more than 30, and the police have been asked their appeal to the public after these recent incidents. That advice: be vigilant and report unusual activity you may see.
And internationally, 1 month on from the invasion by Russia, Ukrainian forces claim to have sunk a Russian supply ship and set fire to the port in a city that is critical in supplying Russian forces into Ukraine, but now lacks food and fuel. Ukrainian President Zelensky has asked people everywhere to take to the streets in a show of support for Ukraine to mark 1 month of the Russian invasion.
Ukrainian forces this morning claim to have destroyed a Russian supply ship and set fire to the port in the city of Berdyansk on the Sea of Azov. Berdyansk, the main Ukrainian port under Russian control, is critical to supplying Russian forces in Ukraine, who were anticipating a quick victory and now lack food and fuel, according to U.S. and Ukrainian officials. The port is near the city of Mariupol, which Russia continues to attack relentlessly and indiscriminately. Ukrainian officials say thousands have been killed and that 100,000 people remain in Mariupol under a total siege. A U.S. military official says Russia's offensive is shifting focus to the east around Mariupol and closer to the Russian border. A shift perhaps under duress, as Russia's offensive in and around the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv, is suffering reversals. Ukrainian troops, according to American and Ukrainian officials, have managed to push Russian troops out of several key districts close to the capital. Two of Kyiv's top security officials showing me an unclassified battle map. The red areas remain under Russian occupation. Two big pockets outside Kyiv, one in the northwest that includes the Chernobyl nuclear site, the other in the northeast. The blue areas are new. Territory Ukrainian forces say they've recaptured in the past 48 hours, but it comes with a cost. Victoria is recovering this morning after a Russian bomb exploded outside her apartment. Shattered glass from her window, cutting her from her head down to her waist. Victoria says she has panic attacks when she remembers the trauma. What she wants now? Evil must be punished, she says. 1 month into this war today, President Zelensky called on the world to unite against Russia and stand with Ukraine.
And that's a look at regional and international news. Blossom is next with a recap of the headlines.
And now let's look back at what made news tonight. Major crowd turnout of cricket fans on day one of the third Apex Test match, West Indies versus England at the National Stadium. Grenada's aerospace engineer expresses fulfillment in applying school lessons to real life. Responses received, but none favorable, as investigations continue into alleged assault on Rainier J crew by Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. In regional news, Jamaica's Prime Minister tells royals his country is moving on to become a republic. Internationally, Ukraine war enters second month as President Zelensky calls for protests. And in sports, West Indies bowls out England for 204 on day one of the third and final Apex Test match at the National Stadium. That's the end of the GBN Nightly News for Thursday, March 24th, 2022. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I am Blossom Alexis-Welsh on behalf of the entire GBN News team. Enjoy the rest of your Thankful Thursday.
Chapter in West Indies' biggest rivalry continues. West Indies flies against England for the Apex Test Series in 3 test matches. Tickets start as low as $20 and local residents enjoy an additional 50% discount with online purchase. And COVID-19 protocols will be in effect. Secure your seats to the action. Get your tickets in advance at windiescricket.com/tickets. Terms and conditions apply.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Granville, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.